Look at that beautiful divinity. And I want to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. Stick with me in this video. This was a double recipe. It was my third batch of the day. I had rain that moved in on me really quick. I mean, hours and hours before the front was even supposed to remotely come. And this was my third batch. My other two batches came out absolutely perfect. I cut them up, put them into tins to give away, and they were absolutely perfect. This one, the rain surprised me. It came in so quick. So I just want to tell you, there is a save at the end of the video. If your divinity does not set up, this is the video for you. Messy, but I got through it. I probably would not give these away to just friends or neighbors. But let me tell you something, they're off the hook. So please, like I said at the end of the video, trust me and trust this recipe. It is a good one. I've been making it this way, like I said, for close to 40 years. Same recipe. My grandmother's recipe that I modified way back in the, I believe, late 80s and at the most, the very, very early 90s. When I was still a young girl. Anyway, trust me on this. So let's make some divinity. Hey everybody, it's me, Hetty, and what are we making? Divinity. In a comment on one of my last one or two videos, I can't remember which one now, I did warn people that this would come up. Somebody had asked me about it, and I just said, as long as you have these ingredients, we're good. You can make it. You only need, I mean, it's mixed up and ready to go in 10 to 12 minutes or less. Well, no, about 15 if you count the mixing time. And it sets up in a couple hours. Okay, so having said that, let's get started. I have got 4 cups of sugar here. I have 2/3 of a cup of water, 2/3 cup light Karo syrup, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I've got a tablespoon and a little over of vanilla extract, and you can cut that down to 2 teaspoons if you want to, but I do put in a tablespoon when I'm making a large batch. I have about 1 1/4 cups of pecans I've chopped up, and I've got some reserved to press into after I lay it out in the pan. And back here I have 4 egg whites. Okay, so I just want to show you everything I had. Not exactly in the order that I'm going to use it, but first we're just going to use sugar, water, the Karo syrup, and salt, okay? So let me get switched around. Alrighty, I hope you can see that. In goes the water. This is my microwave safe batter bowl I'm using, okay? In goes the salt. And in goes, and like I've been telling y'all, this is a little awkward for me. I might just scrape that off camera. In goes my corn syrup. Not trying to have too long of a video, but some of this stuff takes time, and some of it is what you got to explain. You can't just give a recipe. Not like cooking a piece of meat, is it? Okay, I incorporated it in there, and this does get a little sticky. I might suggest you have a few damp paper towels close by you, and so you can wipe the sticky off of you. And I usually just do a little dollop of soap on there, dish soap. All right, we're just going to stir this. And then I'm going to cover it with a piece of plastic wrap. Whatever you use is fine. And we're going to put it in the microwave on high for 5 minutes. Remember, like I've told you, I have a 1,000 watt microwave. If you have a 700 watt, you'll need to watch it. Now look, I do check my divinity with a candy thermometer. Not those old cumbersome kind that can misread fairly easy. I just have a little digital one that I stick down in there before I go to the next step. But we're not near there yet. All right, so that's stirred up pretty good. I think I'm just going to lay him right there in the corn syrup bowl for a moment. I'm going to cover this. I am working around a tripod, folks, so it's a little tricky. I just put it down. Just try to go along your seams, cover your spout. Right there. Come around. 5 minutes in the microwave for a 1,000-watt oven. If you have 1,200 watt, I'd probably back that down to about 70% power. If you have a 700 watt, like I said, you might have to add a little time. Okay? I'm only showing you how I do it with my 1,000 watt microwave. Okay? I mean, there was a day I had a 700 watt. I had to adjust. So I've been doing this so long, I kind of just know how to do it. It's not, you know, my grandmother made it, but she made it on the stove. So this is her recipe, but I started reading up ages ago when people started to use their microwave, and I'm like, okay, just like with all my other candy. Y'all, I'm not a candy maker. All right, I'm going to shut up. In goes 5 minutes. I'll bring you back. Well, that's going real quick. I'm going to show you, like I've shown you in several other videos over the past week, I believe. I just sprayed a casserole dish with Pam, and then I laid parchment in it. Now, I cut my edges off anyway, so I'm not worried about them. I don't do all that pain in the you-know-what, trimming and all that. You can if you want to. I do not. On each end, you want to leave enough so you can pull it out, okay? Because I'm going to let mine set up in that. Okay, look at that. Perfect timing. Okay, this is going to be hot, so I'm going to be off camera when I pull out of the microwave, okay? I wanted to say something here. This is hot. If you want to make this with kids, you should be the only one. Obviously, I'm just saying, okay? But this would be a smarter recipe for older kids to help with them, because this is heavy. Either pour it into and I might do that, pour it into a different measuring cup to pour into the egg whites. But this is so easy, y'all. You can do it. But just know this is hot. Okay. So, you see that steam come down there? I hope you saw that shot. For the second 5 minutes, you do not need the cover. It's been a long day, guys. All right, as you can see, I'm giving it a really good start. And without the plastic covering, we're done with that. Without the plastic covering, I'm putting this back in for another 5 minutes. We'll go from there. But while this is cooking this second time, I am going to start beating my egg whites. So I'll switch some stuff around and we'll move on to the egg whites. I'm using a bigger bowl because once I start pouring that in, I will need to have the room to beat it. You really need to have my mixer, my hand mixer is not that great, but it does handle this, and it's handled multiple batches of this over the years. All right, that's kind of all there is to it. I dumped them in, and of course I'm not going to let you sit here and watch. I am showing you beating the eggs. Beat them, beat them, get a mixer and just beat them. Ow! Okay, I'm just showing you real quick. We're getting there. I've been beating them, right at about 2 minutes. We're getting there, but I'm not quite there. So I'm going to keep going. I was just updating you. Okay, I have a caveat I would like to add. Sometimes I only make a half batch. And I wasn't thinking, I do have to nuke this for about 2 minutes longer, but that's where a candy thermometer, and yes, I use a digital one, comes in handy. And you want it to be, if you get it between, say, I don't know, 249, 256, you're just right. I've never had a batch fail as long as my temps are in that range, okay? So look, I've stirred it, and this is going to be a two-hand thing, so I'm going to put most of this into this with that long nozzle, and then I can drizzle it much easier while I'm mixing with my right hand, okay? So let me switch around and we'll do that off camera. I'll show you right before I start drizzling. Alrighty. Oh, one more little thing. Look, I packed several tins today in little bags. This is all that's left. Look, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm doing the bar method today. I told you. I'm tired, and this is a pain in the you-know-what. Anytime I've done it this way, I regret it. I thought, oh, I'll do little small ones and I can get more in a tin. No, I'm doing bars this time to finish everything off. I'll just make sure not to mix bars with the other kind. All right, let me do what I just said. I'm gonna pour this molten, this will scar you for life, molten mixture, a bunch of it into this. Okay, I'll bring you right back. One more little tidbit. Put this in soak immediately so you won't regret it. Just soak it all in some soapy hot water. It'd be much easier to clean, but put it in soak immediately. Okay, switching around. Luckily me, I was able to get everything into this cup. All right, gotta switch around the eggs. Okay, I do have this hopefully where you can see it. And in the beginning, you go very, very slow. We'll start beating. And I'm talking very slow. Do not pour it all in. Okay, I want to show you, I hope the camera is catching, woo, that's hot, how shiny this is. You see this? Now I'm going to beat the pea diddly winks out of this for at least 5 to 7 minutes. You don't stop until the sheen goes away. And it's just kind of dull and white. And your shiny's all gone. It won't set up if you stop before then. All right, I'm going to finish this off camera. I'll bring you back. I'll update you. 3-minute update. See, it's starting to get a little stiff. This is going to be hard to stir at the end. Warning, it is going to be hard to stir. It is well worth it, but I've got to admit, Divinity is amazing. I love it. And I always say, oh, I'm not making it anymore. Not for a couple of years. Well, I end up always making it. I didn't make it last year, but every other year I make it. I end up making it. But it is my least favorite, I admit. Not my least favorite to eat, my least favorite to make. Six-minute mark for me. I got to keep going. I'm just showing you I still have a sheen. Remember, I'm making a huge batch. If you cut this in half, your time probably will be about 6 minutes, maybe 7, but mine may go up just a little bit because I don't stop until this is dull and not shiny. Okay, I'll up there show you. I have beaten the you-know-what out of this. And this is a double batch. You've got to be just patient with it. You see how that's gathering up around I'll try to get a close-up. So it's gathering up around the beaters like that. Now, I want you to know, only when I stand over here, I've got a huge bright 2 LED lights shining down on this bowl, and it's a reflection of the bowl. I finally figured that out, and I kept beating it. And boy, I got sticky hands and everything else. So, this is where it needs to be. Remember, you want it dull. In real life, it does look dull, but through the camera, it looked like it still had a sheen, which it did not. So, this is going to be hard to stir in. Just kind of hit the edge of the pecans just a little at a time. And get that vanilla all beat down in there. You see why you can definitely use a stand mixer, okay? I just currently, since I was sick, it's not out on my cabinet where I can get to it just every day. And there isn't anybody that can help me at the moment to get it out. All right, so I'm just going to go through one more time just to be sure. See how it is getting so hard for me to pull it through. Okay, I'm done with this part, but you got to act fast. I'm going to move some stuff around. I'll come right back. Okay, and you can see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get this mess off the beater as best I can without spilling it out into the kitchen. And I'm going to start going lower as I pull out. Okay, now, let me rest this over here in this bowl. There we go. So I'll clean that mess up in a second. Remember, hot soapy water. That'll get that stuff clean quick. Now, this is going to be awkward for me. This is kind of heavy. It's still, I can put my hand there for a minute, but if I was picking it up, it might still burn me. It's cooling now, but it's not quite there yet for me to handle because I'm using a stainless steel bowl. I normally do this in a glass bowl, but I've been making so much stuff the last few days, it's still in the dishwasher. So we're rolling with this one. I love this bowl anyway, and it's deep. All right, so you get the idea. It's just going to be poured in like this. I'm going to do it off camera. I'll bring you right back. Get your top as pretty as you can. You'll find this is easier. If you try it this way, you won't want to go back. All right, easier because you got to work with, you know, cooking spray, sprayed spoons and all that stuff, and it is just a nightmare. Okay, now let me show you my finishing touch before I let it set. Be right back. All righty, now I'm going to show you what I do. I come on and I just take whole pecan halves and I just dot them on here just like this. I'll try to get a close-up. You can see it's very easy to do. Be thinking about how many ways you think you're slicing this and then go accordingly, or just do half the pan and don't do the other half. So anyway, you get the idea. I will do this and I'll show you right before. I'm just going to let it set up. So you could just chop up some extra and sprinkle over the top if you want to do that too. Okay, I like to do it like this. I just cut around the pecans, and that's why I do it this way. And they look cute, little pecan on top. All right, I'm going to finish and I'll give you one last shot before they're set up for good. Tired, exhausted, heady. That's how I do it. And then I walk off and just leave it. Mine is a little on the thick side. Sometimes I split my pans up. You're going to have patience with this if you use this double batch. If you're just starting out and you hadn't made it before, I think if you just half this recipe, you'll be perfect. And you pour it up in a 9x9 pan. Okay? Or you can do the 2 teaspoon method. That is a nightmare in my case. I don't do it anymore. I did do it a little bit. I did a small batch to fill out some tins. And look, that was a big one. That's why he got left behind. The rest of them were uniform. That was, I'm getting tired, and this is starting to stick. That's king size. All right, when this sets up, I'll bring you back for the shot when we cut it up. I'll see you then. Okay, recipe fail. Now I made 3 small batches. I made another double batch yesterday plus a single before I made this video, and it all set up perfectly. But this, guess what happened? We were supposed to get rain in the middle of the night, and I shot this right at supper time thinking, okay, humidity's moving in, but I won't have any trouble. This batch did not set up. So I have saved batches before, and so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I am hand holding the camera right now. So I'm going to pick these pecans off, put it back in my glass bowl or my batter bowl, one or the other, and I'm going to put it in the microwave till it puffs up 2 to 3 minutes, I think. We'll see. And then I'll see if I can't put it in the freezer. So I've done it before and I've saved a batch, but that's been a few years back, and it was a small batch. So I don't know, this might be a recipe fail, so we'll find out. Alrighty, I just scraped the parchment paper best I could, put it back in my batter bowl. Now I'm going to put it in the microwave. 2 minutes. I'm going to start with 2 minutes. It's supposed to puff up, and it's done that for me in the past. P.S. My sons are trying to call this collateral damage. Because they are good. I had one. Anyway, just thought I'd let you see that mess. I had to pick it off. It was a sticky job. Somebody had to do it. As you can see, it did swell up, and I did have to clean up a little mess in the microwave. Now, I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. I'll stir this in really well. I'll do this off camera. I'll bring you right back. My mess is going into the freezer for 2 or 3 minutes. I took it out of the freezer. I'm going to give it a good stir. Then I'm going to lay it back out, and we'll see what happens. All right. Take 2 of the Save the Fail batch of Divinity. I'd finished my tins, and I was able to arrange. I was a couple pieces short on one, so I just made up with another. They won't even notice. And now I get to go soak this again. Now I want to tell you something about this. Mine came sparkling clean. All I did, I do use Dawn. I take a bigger pot, because my dish pan isn't near deep enough. So I take a bigger pot and I soak it. That way I get the outside, see how this kind of bubbled over, and the spout. That spout gets soaked because it concentrates there when you're pouring it out. So anyway, I'm sorry this is shaky. I'm hand holding the camera. And I don't have my mic on, but I think y'all be able to hear me. Anyway, let's see about this batch. I'll update you. I showed the pecans back in, and I did lose some of my volume, and I didn't do as good of a job, so kids have already called this collateral damage. They get to eat it. I've had 2 more myself. Pretty good. All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. Updating you real quick. I'm cleaning my cabinet off. But I hear a puppy dog. It's still raining like cats and dogs here, but guess what? Setting up beautifully. And my batter bowl came clean. I just let it sit down in the hottest soaking water I could get. And it's sparkling clean and drying right now. And that's just an update. So I'll let you know in about an hour and a half. It would have sure been nice to hit record. I've been just talking away and cutting. And then I realized, I looked back, no counting up on the camera. So I apologize for that. I probably could have let this sit another half hour. Got too many things to do. Trying to get this video uploaded for y'all. It's probably too late. I had this malfunction. This was supposed to be uploaded last night about 9:30. So you can see, what do they say? Stuff happens. I had a couple of cracks here. It's okay. This is for family. If I was making tins, I'm going to be honest, I would. And now this tastes amazing. It's knock your socks off. But just go through. Don't make it on a day where you even think you're going to get rain. That was my mistake. Or if I would have, I just didn't have time to shoot the video when I made the other 2 batches. Now, had I filmed one of those batches, they came out amazing. But this, I did save it. I was able to cut it. It will get eaten. Like I said, this is just for my house. So, it's no big deal. But if I was, again, I'm honest with y'all. I don't edit out mistakes. And now, the recipe, I stand by the recipe a million times. I've been making it with that same recipe, shoot, close to 40 years, y'all. I'm an old lady. Anyway, as you can see, I'm just cutting, okay? And as you can see, it held its shape. It's good. Believe me, I've had some samples. And I'm just putting them over here on a plate. That'll be for y'all's picture and to serve it later. It's just us this year, so the kids will eat anything anyway. Look, here's the collateral damage from just squaring it up before I even started cooking. It just looks like a pile of scraps. That will also get eaten. So anyway, I apologize. I thought I was recording. I just went through, just like I did my peanut butter fudge, just like I did the chocolate fudge I made. You just go through and cut it up. And then I cut. As you can see, Here's another perfect piece. And it came out great. So yes, you can salvage that Divinity. So just like the other fail I had, and I fixed it and showed y'all with the peanut brittle, I think. I can't remember. I have shot so many videos, y'all, and I have been doing other stuff other than Hey Hetty the last 2 weeks. I am exhausted. And y'all know I hadn't been feeling good, so it's been a push. I'm going to finish cutting these up. This has been a long running video. I love y'all. I apologize that this was a day late coming out. And I was going to do eggnog, but guess what? I'm not going to upload 2 in one day. So I'll do eggnog for y'all next year. I'm going to finish this up. And I thank you for trusting me. Trust this recipe. Trust the recipe. Trust the description below that will show you everything to do. Okay? I had some mess ups in the video. I know that. But I do not edit out my mistakes. But I leave it in because I'm real. This is my real kitchen. And I want to show y'all how I do stuff. Alright? I'm going to end it right there. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show y'all piled up on the plate, waiting to be eaten. There you have it. Look at that. Now my pecans, since I restuck them on, they kind of have a little smears on them. They're not perfect, but that's okay. Like I said, this for family. Yes, brother. Big brother. That means you. All right. That's it. Trust the recipe, y'all. Trust me. If this sucked so bad and it was a total fail, I wouldn't show you the video. But because I went through what I went through, you're going to go through some of that too, some of y'all. So then you know there's light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I love y'all. I know the end of this video was kind of shot crappy. I've got so many things to do, y'all. It's Christmas Eve morning. So I got to get on it. But I want to get this uploaded for y'all. I love y'all. Merry Christmas. If I can get to it, I am going to talk to y'all and just send you my blessings tomorrow. No cooking video tomorrow. But oh my gosh, I've got months worth of recipes. So trust me on that. Love y'all. I'll see you next time. And thank you for watching. And if you did like this video, like and subscribe. I would so sincerely appreciate it. Okay, see y'all next time.